Dozens of whistleblowers are coming forward alleging widespread problems from inside the Cincinnati VA Medical Center, putting veterans here in the Tri-State at risk.
The 9 on Your Side I-Team, in partnership with the Scripps Washington Bureau, has also uncovered evidence of serious conflicts of interest involving leadership. Mark Greenblatt has the troubling report.
I've been going to the VA hospital for a good 30 years.
Vietnam veteran Ted Dickey has long counted on the VA in Cincinnati for all of his care.
I have a rapport with a lot of people at the VA hospital.
But when he needed his second hip replacement, the VA didn't have a surgeon and referred him outside.
Their way of running the hospital is not doing the surgery and farming it out.
34 whistleblowers in all, including 18 doctors, say veterans are getting shortchanged, even put at risk.
Many services have been devastated and are incapable of carrying out their necessary functions.
Longtime surgeon Richard Freiberg joins other whistleblowers who say many problems began when acting chief of staff Barbara Temek came on board 2.5 years ago and went right to work cutting costs and, some say, cutting corners.
There's unrest throughout the hospital.
He says Temek got rid of every specialist in total joint replacements, and the VA confirms it's now left with just an orthopedic surgeon who can perform non-complex knee replacements. No one here can do shoulders or hips.
She pushed them out. They've all left.
Freiberg still volunteers at the VA.
I've seen surgical instruments that once we open that sterile pack, they will have pieces of bone or other debris from previous surgeries still on the instrumentation.
Mike Brooks is a 20-year Navy veteran and has worked here as a nurse anesthetist since 2008. He and others have witnessed recurring problems during surgery and say Dr. Temek has failed to invest the resources to correct the problems.
It's the microscopic things that we can't see. That's what's the potential infectious problem for that poor patient on the table.
And in fact, we found under Temek's tenure, the rate of drug-resistant MRSA infections has increased substantially, turning Cincinnati into one of the worst-performing VA hospitals in the nation.
Nurses and technicians will come to me and say, you know, I just feel terrible about this. They'll fill out the proper forms to get things corrected, but the forms don't seem to go anywhere.
But while whistleblowers criticize Temek's cost-cutting measures, they also have concerns about her pay.
It's certainly common knowledge at the hospital that she's gaming the system.
Temek earns $137,000 for her management position, but she's also paid as a cardiothoracic surgeon, getting $194,000 in pay for that. But what's at issue?
She's in the room when surgeries happen, but I can't say that I've ever seen her pick up a scalpel.
Multiple sources tell us Temek serves only as an assistant and has never worked as the operating surgeon since arriving in Cincinnati. So who oversees her? At a regional level, that would be Network Director Jack Hetrick. Turns out Hetrick and Temek go back more than a decade, where they worked together in Hines, Illinois. Records we've obtained show Temek wrote a prescription for 50 pills of a generic form of Valium back in 2012 for Hetrick's wife. In May of 2013, just 8 weeks before Temek landed the Cincinnati job, she gave Mrs. Hetrick another prescription for 100 pills of hydrocodone, an opioid classified as a controlled substance by the DEA. Each time Temek used her authority from an address linked to the VA back in Illinois. The problem? Illinois regulators say her controlled substance license expired back in 2011.
Was the person allowed to receive the prescription? From what I can gather, they were not.
Representative Jeff Miller of Florida chairs the House Committee on Veterans Affairs.
I believe that it needs to be fully investigated.
Dr. Temek, Mark Greenblatt, I'm with Scripps News. We've been trying to talk to you.
Temek declined repeated interview requests, so we caught up with her on our way into work.
We understand that you've written controlled substances for Jack Hetrick's wife. Can you tell us anything about why you did that?
Now, when we asked Hetrick about the prescriptions, he walked out of an interview. But just days after we met with officials at VA headquarters, the agency launched an internal investigation and called for a second Inspector General investigation. The VA also removed Hetrick from all oversight of the Cincinnati hospital pending the outcome of those investigations. Mark Greenblatt, Scripps News in Washington.
And we have so much more on the 4-month-long investigation on our website, WCPO.com. Be sure to head to our Facebook page to weigh in on the facts that we've already uncovered and any experiences you or a loved one has experienced at the Cincinnati VA.